verbal or life.
So, what is Trump up to now? What is he doing, like insider fraud for trading stocks? Man, the Democrats got nothing to talk about. Now they're all on the same page talking about insider trade and banning politicians from buying and selling stocks. It's crazy. Let's take a look at just Watters Primetime, see what he thinks about it. Because the news, you can't watch legacy media anymore. We got to watch other news because they're just lying straight to our faces. By the way, before you go anywhere, make sure to give this video a like. My name is Noel, here at Rebel on Life. Only 3 more days before my YouTube strike goes away. So I'm just going to stream over here. And hopefully you enjoy the video. But let's take a look. I'm going to show the video and pause it every now and then, give you guys my opinion. And let's be honest. Let's go.
Season 2 of The Apprentice, White House edition, is off to a hot start. Trump gathered the contestants into a cabinet meeting after a strong first quarter.
Everyone at this table is doing an incredible job, by the way, I have to say.
And like Trump is so public. Everything he does is for the camera. Like he just had a meeting and now he has a public in front of the cameras and just being frank and honest with people, or at least what we think is honest and frank because it's politics. So it could be a lie.
Incredible. And the relationships are, it's like they're friends. There's really, the relationships are very strong, really good, really strong. And these meetings are very good.
No one's going home this episode. Elon, though, he can leave at any time. But Trump doesn't want him to because he's good for ratings.
Elon's done a fantastic job. Look, he's sitting here, and I don't care. I don't need Elon for anything other than I happen to like him. But I'm telling you, this guy.
Not just for ratings, but we got the world's richest man working for the government for free. All he's trying to do is what politicians always talk about, which is uncovering fraud and waste, putting it out there for us to see, not only talking about it, but putting it online on the internet. So, yes, Elon Musk trained a bunch of minions to do it and walk away. He got business to run.
This guy did a fantastic job. I don't need his car. I actually bought one and they said, "Oh, did you get a bargain?" No, I said, "Give me the top price." I paid a lot of money for that car. But honestly, he makes a great car. You know what I do with it? I let the people in the office drive around in it.
Sources say America's heartthrob, Stephen Miller, has been hogging the keys to the boss's new whip. Margot, Natalie, and Chamberlain want to spin, but Miller won't let him drive. Even if Elon leaves, the car stays, and so does Big Balls.
Thanks to your fantastic leadership, this amazing cabinet, the very talented Doge team, I'm excited to announce that we anticipate savings in FY26 from reduction of waste and fraud by $150 billion.
$150 billion. And you know what else I'm waiting for Trump to say? That because of that, we're going to be sending $5,000 off to all the citizens that are legit and got Social Security. Once he says that, it is a wrap. The Democrats are never going to win. And my man Trump or the Republicans got my vote for life. $5,000, that's insane money for regular people. Not only that, but he's also talking about getting rid of income taxes for people making under $150,000. Sign me up. I never made it to $150. So again, more great news.
And I mean, and some of it is just absurd. Like people getting unemployment insurance who haven't been born yet.
You people are fantastic. In fact, hopefully they'll stay around for the long haul. We'd like to keep as many as we can. They're great.
Yeah.
Smart, sharp, right? Finding things that nobody would have thought of. Very computer savvy.
Tech support's been working overtime to doge the billions we're spending on 100% organic shea butter in Burkina Faso and, of course, masseuses in Nigeria. And no one ever says thank you. They just Molotov his cars. But don't worry, Bondi's on it.
Your directive to me was to keep America safe, and that's what we're doing. You know, you also gave us a directive to prosecute the people who are going after Tesla to the fullest extent.
Not only the people that are going after Tesla, but the generals, the people funding, giving money to the low criminals on the street. Those people need to be prosecuted. The people at the top, the big generals.
And of the loss, some of the greatest police work I've seen. We've made 4 arrests. There will be no negotiations at your directive. They're all looking at 20 years in prison. And within the next 24 hours, you're going to be seeing another huge arrest on a Tesla dealership, President. And that person will be looking at least 20 years in prison with no negotiations.
We don't negotiate with Trantifa or bad hombres. Bondi and Cash seized 45,000 pounds of narcotics yesterday, and the CIA is changing the rules of engagement. The agency used to help arrest cartel kingpins. Now they're considering assassination. And Bobby Kennedy says, don't change the channel.
By September, we will know what has caused the autism epidemic, and we'll be able to eliminate those exposures.
Those are so big. Think of that. So it was 1 in 10,000 children had autism, and now it's 1 in 31. There's got to be something artificial out there that's doing this. So you think you're going to have a pretty good idea? Huh?
We will know by September.
There will be no bigger news conference on that.
The administration is going where no one's dared to go. And when you work hard, there's prizes.
I've had over 100 people working around the clock to scan the paper around Senator Robert F. Kennedy's assassination, as well as Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination. These have been sitting in boxes in storage for decades. They have never been scanned or seen before. We'll have those ready to release here within the next few days.
That's great.
I swear to God, Trump is turning out to be the best president on earth. Now, putting it all out there. No more secrets. Let's find out what happened to MLK. Who did it? What happened to John F. Kennedy? Who did it? And not only that, I want to find out what happened to Trump. Who paid off that guy that took a shot at Trump? The two guys that took shots at Trump. You know, that's another investigation that got to be put out there.
Bobby, how do you feel about that? That's hitting close to home.
Yeah, no
So you think,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Bobby when
No.
that statement's made.
I'm very grateful to you, Mr. President.
Assassination files have been sitting around in boxes collecting dust for decades, and we get to see them in a couple days. That episode's going to be hard to top. But Hegseth gave it a shot. We're getting the canal.
We just got back from Panama last night. We were at the Panama Canal with their Southcom commander ships, F-18s, troops, and signed a couple of historic deals. And then also a memorandum of understanding with their security minister for the presence of U.S. troops. Fort Sherman is an old U.S. base there, as well as a naval station and air station jointly with Panama to secure the Panama Canal from Chinese influence. That's something you said, we're taking back the canal.
That's crazy that he went to. I thought he was like defense secretary. But defense secretary going out of Panama, that's crazy.
China's had too much influence. Obama and others let them creep in. We, along with Panama, are pushing them out, sir.
Jose, this is a memorandum of understanding. It means you understand its ours. Comprende? Pistol Pete booted China from Panama. He didn't even need the Navy. But next time, it might not be that easy. So we'll be ready.
Last year, the Chinese received 1,700 orders for.
That guy needs to be fired, by the way. He's the guy that led a news reporter into the Signal chat room. That's no mistake. That is the dumbest mistake ever.
Ships. American shipyards received 5. Under your leadership, like so many other industries, we are going to revitalize and make shipbuilding and maritime great again.
We're going to start the process of rebuilding. We don't really essentially build ships anymore, which is ridiculous. It's going to be a very big business for us in the not too distant future.
To build ships, we also need mariners to sail those ships. We have to invest in sailors. And I appreciate you taking the initiative to be a global power.
Team Trump's committed to breaking China's stranglehold on the West. It's a two-punch combo, military and economic.
They've really taken advantage of our country for a long period of time. They've ripped us off beyond nobody. How people stood for it, sitting in my position, is not even believable.
It's over.
And we're talking about many presidents, not just a couple. But they did, and all we're doing is putting it back in shape. We're resetting the table.
The Chinese won't lose face, so they're ratcheting up retaliatory tariffs and flirting with banning mineral exports. But it's early on in the escalation ladder, so they're just...
It's like China right now, they put up 85% tariff, while Trump put up 145% tariff. That's crazy, man. Thank God Trump is in office.
Banning Hollywood.
China retaliated today by reducing the number of American films that can be shown there. What's your reaction to them now targeting cultural exports from the United States?
I think I've heard of worse things.
What's Hollywood going to do if Beijing can't see Clooney movies? Stage another coup? Today, tariffs on China hit 145%. We have Xi by the wontons. Mr. Wonderful says squeeze harder.
They cheat, they steal, they don't play by the rules, and I've had enough. And so I would like this thing worked out. I don't care about the volatility. I don't care if Trump ratchets it up 25% a day.
What do you mean you don't care about volatility if volatility has a direct impact on us as the consumers?
Because we have to fix this problem.
How about consumers just stop buying crap? That's what's really going to happen. They try to sell us something and double the price. Consumers are just going to go somewhere else, buy from another country, or buy items made somewhere else.
Once and for all, it's killing us. It's killing small business in America. It's killing large businesses. When you shut down a factory, you put thousands, if not tens of thousands of people unemployed in China. They take burning torches, just like in a Frankenstein movie, up to the castle, and that's a bad outcome for the supreme leader. Right now, we can squeeze Chinese, and I'm talking about the government, not the people, to comply with the laws and get a level playing field. Why should I have to compete with them? Let's squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze them. Just keep going and going and going until they start complying. That's what I want.
For years, Washington's been trying to level the playing field with China. Just ask the Messiah.
If we don't write the rules, China will write the rules out in that region. We will be shut out. American businesses, American agriculture. That will mean a loss of U.S. jobs.
Barack heard that giant sucking sound and sat on his hands. Look at the manufacturing jobs that left in the last 2 decades. We lost manufacturing jobs and grew government jobs. Look at that.
It only makes sense for companies to go to another country to work because they don't have minimum wage. In America, we got minimum wage and we got a bunch of regulations. But if you go to a third world country, they got slave labor. Like I got family working in the Dominican Republic. They make like 30 cents an hour because they don't have minimum wage. It's either take it or get out my face, period. No government help, no government intervention. So that's what they're doing in China, just slave work. And then sending the goods to America.
Look at all these bureaucrats. That's right there is why we stopped building ships, cars, and steel. And Wall Street got rich outsourcing, but it put our nation in danger. And the market's trying to scare the president into getting back on their leash. But for the first time in a long time, it's Wall Street on a leash. America can't be first if we're on a modern industrial powerhouse.
Mr. President, one of the most important things I believe you'll achieve in your presidency is reordering the world in a proper way. For 31 years, more than 31 years now, multiple administrations have allowed the Chinese to deindustrialize this country, to take away jobs and factories and pillars of our national strength. And what you're doing now, I think, is a great service to our country.
Trump got the world to align with us against the Chinese. Asian allies aren't calling Beijing, they're calling Washington. Heck, South Korea and Japan are already here. And Vietnam just flew in. Here's Besant with ᗷᖇEᗩKITG. There's 70 other countries waiting online behind ᗷᖇEᗩKITG.
Besant is a genius. That guy right there with the glasses, it's a billionaire. All right. So for him talking money, it's just fun work. And I'm glad that he left whatever he's doing to come work for the government for free, basically. Whatever they pay him is nothing.
We have so many countries to talk to. It's incredible. I think Scott and I, I'm not sure we could ever have enough time in the day to talk to all these countries because they want to talk and they want to.
Right there, how many billionaires can you look at? The guy talking is a billionaire. Trump is a billionaire. The guy at the end there is another billionaire. And I think that's the Department of Education secretary. She's a billionaire.
Talk now. And they have come with offers that they never, ever, ever would have come with, but for the moves that the president has made, demanding that people treat the
Being a billionaire just means you don't really care about money. You know, that's toy money for you. That's monopoly money for all these people.
United States with respect. We're getting the respect we deserve now. And I think you're going to see historic deals one after the other.
The biggest problem they have is they don't have enough time in the day. Everybody wants to come and make a deal. And we're working with a lot of different countries. And it's all going to work out very well. I think it's going to work out really very well.
We're telling allies, drop your tariffs on us, bring your factories here, and buy American. And while you're at it, put up trade barriers against the Chinese like we're doing.
Boom.
And if you don't, our tariffs are going back up on you. So just sign on the dotted line and we'll get you a picture with Trump and Besant and Lutnick, and maybe Elon will send you a car.
Yeah.
Senior Counselor for Trade and Manufacturing, Peter Navarro, is here. All right, Peter. Well,
this guy Navarro is not too smart. He went 1-on-1 against Trump. I'm sorry. He went 1-on-1 against Elon Musk. Elon Musk is like a genius, a true genius. And this guy just called him an automaker. Like, that's all Elon does, buy parts from China to build cars here. Like, this guy doesn't look at the news. He knows nothing. He doesn't know anything about social media, where the news is really being reported. I mean, this guy's an imbecile. Let's see what he says.
Wall Street hates you. There's probably a fatwa out on you on the street downtown. Do you care? Does the administration care? How is the relationship between you guys in the street?
Well, we love Wall Street, Jesse, but we love Main Street a whole lot better. And look, this president, Donald John Trump, is going to have the most miraculous 100 days of any president in history. But now, on top of that, we're going to have the most impressive 90 days negotiating trade deals that you've ever seen in your life, all to the benefit of America. And what's so cool about this, Jesse, is that the president took the strongest of stands. He imposed reciprocal tariffs on them. He charged them what they've been cheating us. And the fact that they're lining up is an acknowledgement, first and foremost, of the cheating. And it's going to be a way of clawing back billions upon billions of dollars. You know, we're taking in a couple of $1 billion a day now in the tariffs alone. We used to ship out $4 billion a day because of the trade deficit. And it's the art of the reciprocal trade deal. Yesterday, I think, will go down in history as the greatest day in trade policy we've ever had. I mean, it's just amazing what's going to happen. But I should say, Jesse, I want to put a shout out to Speaker Mike Johnson today, because everything we do on trade is going to be complemented by other things. And today, the fact that Speaker Johnson got that budget resolution passed essentially paves the way for the biggest, broadest tax cut in our history to be done before August. So all these talks about recession and this, that, and the other thing, I mean, the biggest insurance policy against any kind of recession is going to be that tax bill. And every dollar, Jesse, every single dollar, I promise us, that we raise from foreign nations, from the tariffs, is going to go back to Americans in the form of tax cuts and in the form of debt reduction. And
yeah, there's a lot of weapons in the arsenal.
Even if Wall Street hates me.
Absolutely.
Yes,
I mean, you got energy, you got rates coming down, you got the tax and reg relief, and now the trade war looks like it's ending nicely. Or maybe it's just beginning. Who knows? Peter, do you want to kill China? Is that the end game, or do you just kind of want to get them to play by the rules? I think I know the answer.
All we've ever wanted is them to play by the rules. But, you know, the fruit of the poison tree here, Jesse, was Bill Clinton letting China into the World Trade Organization in 2001. And the World Trade, the WTO, it's institutionalizes unfair treatment, not just by China, but by every other country. I had a nice piece in the Financial Times the other day that explains how, by the rules, Jesse, by the rules of the WTO, other countries are able to charge us significantly higher tariffs. And by the broken rules, this is even more important, by the broken rules, the dispute resolution mechanism of the WTO, we can go complain about all of China's cheating. And
you know, he sounds like a smart guy, but I wonder what he's going to say about going up against Elon Musk. He got to bring it. I hope they bring it up.
Europe's cheating, and South Korea's cheating, and Japan's cheating. We can win the cases, but we never get any action from the WTO.
Yeah.
So
we never get any action from the WTO. I know we don't get enough action, and we deserve action as the United States. We're the most beautiful country on the face of the earth, Peter. Before we let you go, this is just breaking here.
Sure.
The media says you're in the doghouse with Trump. Is that true, or is that fake news?
That's fake news, Jesse. And I would say this about this team that I'm working with. It's radically different from the first term, when we had a lot of people fighting and had disparate voices. And every time the boss wanted to do something, there were people wanting to hold him back. We have a unique set of skills here. I mean, Scotty and Howard, Scott Bessent and Howard Lutnick, come from the outside. And Scott knows the equity markets. Howard Lutnick is a great deal maker, knows the bond market. Jamison Greer has 30 years of experience cutting trade deals. And then we have Kevin Hassett, who's he's a dual threat because he does trade and the tax policy. Stephen Miller's doing a great job behind the scenes. And you know what, Jesse? J.D. Vance is doing a beautiful job helping everything move along. And it's a radical departure from Mike Pence, who was a nice guy, but he didn't know anything about the core issues. So I think the American people, I want to say to the American people, 90 trade deals in 90 days. You're in great hands, not just with President Trump, who is the commander-in-chief and chief deal maker, but with the people who are involved. And, you know, when we need help, we go to Marco Rubio to deal with some of the diplomacy.
Man, it sounds like a group working together. All right, let me respond to a comment somebody wrote here real quick. Somebody wrote, why would I want to watch you? Watch the show. Well, I'm trying to put my opinion out there. So try to sound the alarm and let you guys know what I think and what people are thinking. Watching shows like this, a lot of people like to call this fake news. But let's be honest, it is not fake news. And we got to be honest and just say what it is. And that's in my opinion. So this guy right there, like Navarro, he's talking a lot. He talked a lot of politics. But at the end of the day, he's going up against Musk, the smartest man on earth, calling the guy an automaker. And Elon Musk responded to him on Twitter. I'm going to try to find that. And let's see if they ask him here before he goes. Because that's a fight.
Diplomacy issues. When we're trying to sell some LNG to Japan, we can bring in Doug Berger.
I think you just named the cabinet.
So it's a great thing.
It is a great thing.
I mean, look,
and
it's unbelievable. And I can't be more honored to be there, even if some people think I'm in the doghouse. That's officially fake news.
All right. Well,
but throw me a bone, Jesse.
There you go. It's a 90-day shot clock, Peter. And you get off the air now. You better get to work if you're going to have to sign all these deals with these guys. Thank you so much.
Get out of here.
Good luck.
All right, my brother. Always a pleasure. Take care, brother.
All right.
Musk.
Bernie Sanders gets pro.
All right, he didn't talk about Musk. That sucks. The driver carry is approaching with you. In any case, by the way, I bought myself a new camera. Right now, I'm using my phone. This is my phone. And I'm trying to do my best to broadcast here at Verbal on Life. But not using my Verbal on Life channel because my YouTube channel has 2 strikes. A third strike, which just knocked me out. And there goes the show. I got to figure out a new show. So what I'm doing is I'm broadcasting on Twitter, let's call it X, and on Facebook. Those 2 channels. I have not been banned or anything. All right, so let me take down the Jesse Watters Primetime show and fast forward past the commercials since I cannot play the commercials. That's definitely a strike if you play the commercials. All right, here we go.
First, the Democrats were mad at Trump because the stock market went down, and now they're mad that it went up. Wouldn't it be nice for Democrats to show a little economic patriotism instead of siding with China? But if Trump's for it, they have to be against it. Lately, they can't even get the resistance part right. Their new hoax is flimsier than Russia, Russia, Russia. They're now calling for an investigation into Trump doing exactly what they told him to do, pause tariffs.
We need an independent investigation into market manipulation because Americans need to know.
If people are pissed about insider trading here at the House, look at what's happening.
All they're doing is going up against Trump. That is a horrible message. That's it. Fight, fight, fight the president, which is fighting the country. So these Democrats, they don't have a message. They don't know what to say. Look what the hell she's talking about. By the way, AOC is going to be the one running for president in 2028. If she does, that would be the greatest thing that could happen for Republicans.
At the White House right now and with the Republican Party.
And your colleague, Senator Adam Schiff, says Congress should investigate whether Trump and his inner circle engage in insider trading.
Would I be shocked if we learned about that in the days to come? No, I would not.
Nancy's worth $200 million, and Democrats want to investigate Trump for insider trading. And Weird Al's raising Cain.
Impeachment is imminent. The filing.
Ethan! All right, my delivery order came in. By the way, every time I go shopping from now on, I do it on my phone, and then Walmart just delivers it to my house because I don't have a car. And that's what you got to do when you don't have a car. Order everything through delivery. And you know what? I like shopping through the phone now because I go directly to what I want. No more walking past anything that I'm not interested in. You know, a lot of females, when they do that, they end up putting a bunch of stuff on the shopping cart. And instead of just buying one item, buy like 100. And you know what? It's not just women, it's people. Some people are like that. They go to a store and they buy a whole bunch of things. Ethan! All right, I'm calling my son to pick up the grocery because I cannot do it myself. Bring in the groceries. They're outside the door. What time is it? There goes the dogs.
Of articles of impeachment is imminent. We are currently in a countdown to impeachment. We will prevent you from having a third term. And the best way to do it is to not have you finish this term.
It sounds insane. He's talking about a third term. He's not running for a third term. And now he's also talking about impeachment. Like the only way they're going to do impeachment is the Democrats win one of the houses or both of the houses. Because otherwise, it's nothing but Republicans. So look what they're thinking about doing. They got no plans on helping people. All they're talking about is impeachment. Ridiculous.
How about a wager, Weird Al? If Trump beats impeachment a third time, he gets a third term. You in? Didn't think so. But Democrats are too divided to take down DJT. There's no clear leader to head another witch hunt. Biden's in a brain fog in Delaware. The Obamas are fighting off divorce rumors. Pelosi shattered her hip, and Paulie P's busy day trading. And Schumer looks like a bozo because he keeps flip-flopping on tariffs. Gretchen Whitmer is supposed to be a contender, and she's in the Oval Office thanking Trump for cleaning up Lake Michigan. Tim Walz thinks he can be president, but he can't even handle a crowd in his own capital. Watch.
Join me in welcoming Governor Tim Walz.
Thank you, Thank you all. Thank you all.
Bernie's thinking of running for president for the 17th time, but first he has a grudge to settle with CNN.
These issues about healthcare, about income and wealth inequality are not talked about in the corporate media, and it's time that we did talk about them.
Why is he even talking? He should not be running for president. That guy is too old. Bernie Sanders is way too old. That's it. He needs to be talking about somebody else winning. Maybe he should be talking more about AOC. And by the way, if you're still watching this video, make sure to hit that like button and try to blow the channel up.
That's why the question a moment ago, why are people losing faith in the American system? We don't talk about it on CNN. You got to get CNN to talk about these issues. You got to get your members of Congress to talk about these issues.
We're literally talking about it right now.
Yeah, but I'm forcing you to talk about it.
CNN had a rough night.
Welcome back to our live CNN Town Hall. We're back with Senator Bernie Sanders. I want to introduce Grace Thomas. She's a local civil rights attorney. She's a Democrat, right?
Say them pronouns, actually. Thank you.
Oh.
Good evening, Senator Sanders.
What the hell she said about the pronouns? LGBTQ+? Is this one of those people?
Polling and turnout data indicate that men of all racial demographics are turning away from the Democratic Party.
If the media can't get along with the left, there'll never be a Democrat president, which might not be a bad thing. The party was wounded in the coup and killed on election night. Now AOC and Bernie look like their best shot.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith sees an opening, and he's ready to go buck wild.
You want to ask why Stephen A. Smith felt the need to speak up at the NAB conference? Let me ask you all this question. We supposed to leave it to Bernie Sanders and AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
He speaks so fast. The man is going like 100 miles an hour. Crazy. All right, let's see if we can understand what he's saying.
We're supposed to leave it with individuals that will tell you that it's perfectly okay to tax 70% of your money? You okay with going to work and making $100 and walking home with 30?
Now, we don't know if Stephen...
Ethan, put the ice cream in the freezer, the ice cream. Oh, man, yeah, put it in the freezer. The ice cream is melting. That's the only problem when you buy ice cream on the internet. And hey, I don't have a car, so everything I order got to be over the internet.
Stephen A. serious about running, but we hope he is. Here's why.
Then imagining me on a debate stage with these people, these politicians, this is what I do for a living. And if for no other reason than to stand on a debate stage with tens of millions of people watching, where I get to sit back and talk about what you've been doing as politicians to literally dissipate and disintegrate the quality of America before our very eyes because of your own selfishness. Me having an opportunity to do that, that is what I mean when I say I will eat them alive.
Dan Tarantino's a former Democrat advisor and co-host of the morning meeting, and here he is in the evening. Dan, Stephen A., you worried?
I would love to see Stephen A. in the debate stage. Stephen A. would just point everything out like he's been doing on his show, but now in a debate stage, it will be epic.
I'm excited. First off, as a sports fan, I think he's great. But I think, look, the last 3 weeks, Jesse, have been, I actually think, the best for our party since Kamala Harris got the nomination. And there was brief optimism that we had.
Why do you say the best?
Look, I think it started with Signalgate, which was an unforced error on the Trump team's part. And some of these governors that have been out there, Andy Beshear of Kentucky, Jared Polis of Colorado, Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan, when they're talking about the impact to the real lives of real people, the businesses in their state that ship stuff overseas, or the companies that rely on imports for their goods and services, the voters hear us more. When we do Trump derangement syndrome and pronouns, voters don't hear us.
It's a good point, but if you're going to compare it to the Harris boom, that went away fast.
Yes,
and this could go away fast too. If he starts signing these deals and you see these manufacturing jobs come back and the market gets hot again, what are Democrats going to do then?
Yeah, I mean, look, rule number one, which is never be against America. You always want to be hoping that we win. And if Trump wins, like America wins.
Yep.
I think on China, it's going to be very important. I think there's actual bipartisan unity that we need to finally confront China. But look.
So where is that though?
Well,
where is that?
I actually think that you're hearing it about China. I think what you're hearing Democrats say is we're going to need allies to ultimately get this done. Some of the things recently we've done, I think, has maybe not helped us with some of our neighbors like Vietnam.
But the allies are all flying here.
Well, look, again, if Trump can get deals that will benefit the American worker, amen. And Democrats should support that.
What about the insider trading hoax? Because from my understanding, insider trading is like when you call one guy and you tell him something that no one else knows.
Trump did the worst insider trading. He went on TV and said, this is a great time to buy, everybody. Look at that. Just talking to the public.
The president told the whole world at the same time to buy stock. That's outsider trading.
Yeah, and look, if they held it, they got wiped out today. So I'm not really sure. I think, as you heard even AOC say, there've been accusations in the House in both parties of insider trading for years. Some of the leaders of even my own party have opposed reforming it. So I mean, look, if somebody traded on insider information, they should be held accountable, just as people here on Wall Street are. But I think it's a little rich for certain members of Congress to say stuff.
All right, Dan, the Democrats should listen to Dan. All right, watch the show, listen to Dan. You might survive. Thanks very much. Thank you, Jesse. Inside the wild and crazy Kamala comeback.
All right, we're going to leave it there. And yeah, on the internet, all you see is Donald Trump talking about, if you haven't bought yet, this is a good time to buy. By him talking to the public, now the Democrats are saying that it's insider trading, that somebody knew about this and somebody made a whole lot of money. So therefore, we got to take down Trump. That's the only thing they got, take down Trump. How are they helping us? How are they helping people? You know, I'm about to put it up. They should put out a notice to everybody talking about how they're going to help everybody. But in any case, my name is Noel. Hopefully this video earned a like. So hit the like button before you go anywhere. I'm getting a new camera tomorrow. This is my cell phone right now that I'm using to talk. And hopefully today's the last day that I will be using my cell phone. I bought myself a camera tomorrow. I said, why don't I have a camera? It's less work for me. Here I am battling MS in the middle of a divorce because my wife for 6 years said, enough is enough. I cannot help you anymore. And decided to move on and just take the car. So now that I don't have a car, everything I do, I buy it over the internet. Thank God they delivered. And thank God me and my son know how to cook. So why be married? Thank God I'm going through a divorce. And in the state of Pennsylvania, you have to wait 90 days before it's official. So 90 days will be May 15. On May 15, we'll be celebrating my divorce. Like, yeah, I am free. What was I thinking? Why in the hell did I get married to begin with? Here I am now in the money grab, trying to stay alive, stay here, not lose all my money, not lose the house, and now I have to go find anybody else. Because, by the way, if it works out and I'm divorced on May 15, my plan is to get remarried on July 15. I have a new girl that I'm talking to. She's in the hospital right now, so we got a chance to talk over the phone. And if it works out, we'll be married on July 15. No, July 24th. Why? Because July 24th is my birthday. So I'm going to do a double celebration, marriage plus my birthday. It's going to be amazing. Keep tuning in, and I hope to catch you on the next Jesse Watters Primetime TV show. Hopefully this video doesn't get demonetized. And with that said, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. See you in the next video. Peace.